you know, ultimately the Bidens are a real family just like everyone else.
Sure. But Scott Jennings, the president has made being a family man a central part of his political identity.
It's not Republicans, with all due respect, who made Hunter Biden into a complete scumbag on this and other issues. The ignoring his own daughter for 4 years, and the President of the United States hanging up a stocking for the dog, and not for his 7th grandchild.
Okay, look, we can also have sympathy for people who are struggling with addiction. Let's keep this conversation respectful.
Listen, I totally agree. And you know where I'm from, a lot of families deal with addiction. And you know who ends up picking up the pieces? The grandparents. And in this case, the grandparents would not acknowledge this little girl. It is offensive. But the bottom line is...
But they have now.
Oh, what a hero. The polling must have been brutal.
The
polling must have been brutal.
No one ever questioned the heart and integrity of Joe Biden as a family man and as a human being, and the pain and suffering and loss that man has been through, including the struggles he deals with.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. The propaganda that CNN spews on a daily basis makes Kim Jong-un jealous. I mean, he's got to be like, you know, how on earth can we get our media to do that? To shamelessly shill for our regime, even when everyone else sees how utterly pathetic we've become. And yet, as you could see there, there's literally nothing they can do about it anymore. They can shill. They can make all kinds of excuses. Let's not pick on someone with an addiction. How dare you? How dare you? Cue Greta.
How dare you?
How dare you? Yes, but as you can see, they're at the end of their rope. There's only so much the legacy media can do to cover up the imploding Biden presidency. And I'm very much indebted to an article by Victor Davis Hanson entitled The Biden Presidency is Unsustainable. And he makes a very interesting argument that if you want to understand what the legacy media is doing here, why they're voluntarily putting themselves through such torturous exercises of self-defeating, credibility-destroying antics, in a word or two, it all comes down to Cackles Kamala. It all comes down to the fact that the Democrats are scared to death over the political ramifications of what would happen were Cackles to become president. In other words, if someone like Gavin Newsom were serving as vice president, you know that Biden would already have resigned, he would already been impeached, or abdicated his presidency months ago. His obvious cognitive decline alone would have been reason enough, let alone the increasing evidence of blatant corruption. All of that leniency you just saw on display on CNN would be gone. It would frankly be unsustainable if there were a viable vice president in the waiting, capable of assuming the presidency in a manner acceptable to the Democrats. And Kamala's people know that, and they're obviously pissed about it. That's where you're getting all of these stories, all these leaks from behind the scenes about Biden's worsening dementia and how his inner circle is so worried about it. That's coming from Kamala's people, most likely. But you don't need Kamala's staff leaking about Biden's degeneration behind the scenes when you got scenes out in the open like this. I mean, seriously, how many world leaders are falling over all the time? It makes no sense. Or what about this one?
All right. God save the Queen, man.
Hey, gang, how many UFC fans do we have out there? We know the one and only Donald Trump is a huge UFC fan, as are the fighters of him. But have you ever wondered what they do to manage their pain? Well, you don't have to, because a fellow patriot and good friend to this channel is precisely the one who provides relief to that pain. And he's here to do the same for you. We all know that as we age, aches and pains are normal, but you know, they don't have to be. And that's where the groundbreaking medical scientist Clint Winters comes in. You've seen Clint on Fox, you've seen him on this channel. He's a world-renowned health expert who's unveiled a natural pain reliever that's taking the world by storm. It's called CB2. It's the 100% drug-free way to get full pain relief without dangerous meds. And it's the official pain reliever for the fighters in the UFC. And the best news, CB2 has no documented side effects after years of private testing. It's absolutely the future of pain relief. So whatever you do, click on that link below and check out Clint's amazingly informative report on how CB2 is changing lives by providing safe and powerful relief at a fraction of the cost of pain pills. Click on that link below right now. Is it any wonder that a recent TIPP poll found that only 22% of respondents said they wanted Biden to run again? And only 12% wanted Kamala to run in 2024. Sleepy Joe and Cackles Kamala combined don't even break 35% support. And so if the Democrats are going to try to pivot from their current abysmal unpopularity by getting rid of Biden, they're finding that the same is true of Cackles Kamala. But again, the key here is that all of this Game of Thrones maneuvering by the Democrats is actually an admission. It's a very embarrassing and rather humiliating admission. It's an admission that the hoax they tried to pull off on the American people, the hoax of a competent and responsible executive in the guise of a feeble and incontinent old man, that hoax, aided and abetted by the mainstream media, has unraveled before the eyes of the entire nation, indeed before the entire world. I mean, keep in mind that international media is beginning to openly talk about Biden's obvious cognitive decline. This isn't a matter simply of the Biden hoax unraveling in front of a nation. This, like the whole Russia collusion farce, again, that was openly propagated by the legacy Marxist corporate media. This hoax is unraveling before the eyes of the entire world. And the Democrats are increasingly being seen as a radically deceptive political party. The Democrats, as well as their shameless surrogates in the legacy media. I mean, seriously. I mean, think about what a butt of jokes CNN has become. I mean, the entire network. Again, it's no wonder. It's no wonder that CNN's ratings are down an astonishing, an abysmal, an embarrassing 90%. They've lost 90% of their audience, and they haven't figured out how to course correct. And again, you saw it for yourself with the opening clip. Why on earth would anyone watch a supposed news network so shamelessly shill for an obvious political disaster? So I think Hansen has it absolutely right. This is an unsustainable presidency, not just for the politicians, but for the liberal pundits as well. And what all this means, as Hansen speculates, is that Biden will not be on the ticket in 2024. He'll be taken off that ticket one way or another, and neither will Kamala be on that ticket. Someone else is going to have to come in and rescue the Democrats from their impending electoral disaster. So if Hansen is right, butter the popcorn. This is going to get good.
Hey, gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you too have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.